Hello and welcome. My name is Amelia, and in this video we are going to create our WordPress requirements for people who have their web hosting with DreamHost. So this is setting up all the details that we're going to need for installing WordPress. So let's go ahead and log in. At this stage, it'd be good if you had a document open, a fresh document, so a Word doc, a text editor, or a notepad, something that you can copy and paste on. We are creating today a database, username and password details for the database, a host details for the database, and FTP user details, and we will need those in the next video, so it's best to copy and paste them onto a document so you don't lose them and you've got them handy. So to create the databases or the database details, we go into MySQL databases, and once we're on the page we just scroll down and we've got this create a new MySQL database. So we need to create a database name. Now I would like you to steer clear of using WordPress as the database name. It probably won't work for you with DreamHost, but it's best that you don't use that because a lot of people use that as their database name, and you know, it's understandable, it's easy to remember, it's quite simple. But hackers know this, and when they look to do as much damage as possible, they look for a common thread, and one of those common threads is a database name with WordPress as the database name. So steer clear of that. Try and create something obscure for yourself. Try and even add your business name if you like to. So I'm going to add... Now if you're separating the words out, you will need to add underscores, okay? So just leave it as all capitals and underscores. If you you don't need to have underscores, it's totally up to you. The next thing we need to do is create a host name. So create a host name now, remove the MySQL and put in localhost, and select your domain name from the list, and you've probably only got one there, so it doesn't really matter. We need to create a user details, so let's put in a username and a password, and you can put in a comment for the database. If you're going to create more than one database down the road, it's a good idea just to have a small little comment so you know which database or which website this database is for. So I'm just going to add in test website. So everything there, let's click add new database, and it's just going to refresh the screen and give us confirmation whether we've done everything correct or we've done something wrong. And we've done everything correct, but if you had a red box, you would just, all you do, scroll down and it'll highlight what you need to update or change. So from this screen here, we need you to grab the database name, the host name, and also add the username and password that you created. So add those to that document that you've got open, so copy and paste them. We now need to create a FTP user details, and this is so we can transfer files from our computer to our web hosting account. It's not a simple matter of just clicking a browse button, finding the file and uploading it. You need to do it through a particular application, and we'll need some login details for that. So to create FTP user details, go to Manage Users, and we'll just have a simple form here that we need to fill out. Click on Add a New User, and just scroll down a little bit. We've got a username here, and we need to then add in the real name. And we need to then put a password and click Add User. And once again, it should show us a success or a fail message there. If it was a red box, it would have the form there with any highlighting the details that you would need to then update. So it takes a couple of minutes for this to appear, but we need to grab our FTP username and pop that onto our document, as well as the password that you've assigned to it. And for DreamHost, we now need to assign a domain name to this user. So we need to, when we log in, we need to be able to have a domain name or some folders to be able to look at. So we need to assign it. So go to Manage Domains, And we need to then click on the domain name that we are going to add it to. So let's just do this as a test. I'm definitely not going to change this around because it's already got a user against it. So let's go into edit. So go into the edit area of your domain name. And all you would need to do is here under users, files and paths, just change this drop down menu to our new user. So we've got our new user there. Now if you are updating a username, a box will appear beneath saying, do you want to transfer the files over to this new username? Now, if you're starting from scratch, it doesn't really matter, but if you already have a website established, probably best to transfer those files unless you are going to be starting from scratch. So once you've changed that over, you would just then click Change Settings, and it will then just let you know that that's all been done. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. Very quick, very brief, but the next tutorials you're going to be setting up your FTP user account, and you are also going to be starting the WordPress installation process. So head back to the next tutorial and I will see you then. Okay, cheers, bye.